I've hit the go live button and things appear to be working this time. Welcome to the San Carlos Computer Club. I'm Scott Stimson from International Computer Solutions, and we meet each Tuesday. And I see Fred's back with us. Hi, Fred.
Hi.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Well, I've been on a boat traveling around the world.
Well, that's exciting. Where all have you been?
Very.
Well, all the way from the Arctic all the way down to the Antarctic, and from Australia all the way to India.
Wow.
And points in between.
Wow. What ship were you on?
I was on about 6 different ships. You know, we'd find one going the direction we want to go and hop on it. This year we're going to do Asia this year.
Are you bringing Paul's list of cruising movies?
I should do that. The TV
Paul,
on
you're
the boat
muted.
sucks.
The TV on the boat sucks.
Yeah, I saw the latest Top Gun. I'll bet you at least 12 times because that was the best thing that was on the movies.
What cruise line were you on?
Let's see,
What
we were
line?
on Princess, Carnival, Norwegian, MSC, and I'm missing somebody.
Disney.
I'm missing somebody there. But we were on, I think, 5 different ones. This year we're going to be on, and we start on Carnival, and then we go to MSC, then we go to Princess, then we go back to MSC and go through the Suez Canal, and then we're going to go fly from there to Singapore, and then we'll play over in Asia for till May.
So is this your lifestyle now until you decide to change it? Is that what you're saying? You're a cruiser now?
Pretty much. I sold my house, so now I can afford to cruise.
All right.
I think Paul read the internet thing about how you can retire cheaper in a lodge or a hotel. So I think he's trying.
Much more service on a ship than old folks home.
There you go. That's something to think about.
No, I figured this way we get prime rib about once a week. We get lobster, occasionally. Pretty much every day we get shrimp. It's not bad. And we do inside cabins, so it's cheaper. We figure if it's over $100 a day, that's too expensive. So, and $100 a day, if you take a look at what you spend for your house and electricity and everything else, it's not that much over that.
Yeah, you're not comparing my Mexican bills, though, because I can't afford $100 a day to live.
Well, as a bonus, they have hospital rooms and morgues on all cruise. That's something to be aware of,
Oh, are you saying if you get sick, you should book a cruise because it's cheaper than American healthcare?
Absolutely.
I won't say that. I had a rash on the boat, and it cost me about $4,000 to get, and they didn't get rid of my rash. I had it from February until I got home.
So it's not the best healthcare.
Well, I'm not going to say the best doctors are cruise boat doctors.
Well, you have to look at it from my perspective, which is no health care So, I mean, that's got to be better than no health care.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen several medevacs where they have to transfer somebody from the ship to a bumboat to get them to shore.
Wow. Like
And
whatever they had, they couldn't deal with on the boat.
right, so they were
Right.
being medevac, but that's quite an experience with a great big ship and a little boat
Wow.
at sea.
Good morning, Chester. You have come into a conversation. We're just greeting Fred. We haven't seen him forever. He's been out world cruising.
Good morning. Good to see you.
So, have we got any
morning.
folks that have brought any topics for today's computer club meeting? We can
I
enlighten
have
these.
one.
All right, Chester. What do you got? Oh, and
Yep.
Cheryl's got her hand up. Too bad she wasn't faster to talk, but she'll be next. Go ahead, Chester.
Yeah, I've been reading something recently, and I'd like your information and advice on something called a security key for the computer.
Okay. I can
How
only
does it
imagine
work,
you're
and-
talking about one of those dongles that you carry around, a fob.
Yes. With a USB connection.
Do you have a name brand that you're looking at?
Well, I've been looking at YubiKey.
It's got a good
YU
reputation.
YUBIKEY. It's called two-factor authorization.
Yeah, it's slightly different. It's more similar to the kind of dongles that you get. Oh, wait, no, I'm bringing it up right now. If I can. Ubico, is that right? YUBICO, security key, NFC, two-factor. Oh, they've added NFC to it. That's cool. It's been around for a while. The one I'm familiar with would dial codes on a little screen, but this doesn't look like that. This is two-factor in a USB. So I've heard of this. I haven't seen it. But they have a great reputation.
Yeah, my interest is not in cell phone, but in computer. I don't use I don't get email on my cell phone.
Sure. You guys probably can't hear that. Let me turn this audio off so I can hear you. Did that just... There we go. Well, this is a promo video. It should have girls in bikinis on it, apparently. Tell us something about it. Oh, NFC means that you could actually use it on a supported cell phone for...
Yeah, you can. I just thought you might know how it works and is it worth fooling with?
Well, the way I understand it is that for you to get authenticated, it requires this to be connected. And apparently you can do it through NFC. I didn't know that was an option. So that would make it work on your cell phone without having a physical connection. You just have it near your cell phone and you could do authentication. I don't think it actually asks you for anything. I think you just plug it in. Maybe you have to run a little... Yeah, I have not used it. The answer to your question is I have no experience with it other than theoretical.
Okay.
And I can tell you that I hear people in the security community talk about it all the time. I've just never used it. Remote work hours, zero trust, passwordless, which is that new movement that's going on. All the big players like Microsoft, Apple, and Google are all supporting this new passwordless where you're using a device as your password. So I imagine that's the same thing. That becomes your password authenticator. Biometric PIN and smart card. Yeah, let's put it on the list to do a little bit more research. There's got to be someone out there that we can see a picture of them using it.
Yeah, maybe we can come back to it next week.
Yeah, YubiKey. Very specifically, I'm going to stick it in our notes. I just have had no reason to research it. Control. But we'll take a look at it. I think we've talked about it before, but I don't think any of us had any real experience with it.
Yeah, everything I hear says you need to go to two authentications, two passwords.
Yeah, two-factor authentication. Is everybody aware of what we're talking about? I'm sure you've experienced it if you're not aware of what that terminology means. This is when you can't just sign right in, where you try to sign in and it asks for something else. It sends a code to your phone, sends a code to your email. It might ask for something that comes through SMS message. But the whole idea is that you have a password and you have a thing. And you're expected it to be legitimate if you have both in the same place, that thing and your password. And just a cursory look at this makes it look like this is that thing. So you're not reliant on a cell phone. Yeah, Judy, you had.
It's kind of like that little device that you have with Cibanco.
It's exactly like that, yes.
Except I've lost mine someplace, so.
Oh no, that's a big deal.
I know, well, they'll have to get me a new one.
They'll have to. Yeah, is Cibanco still doing it where you lose your online access if you don't go into it every 30 days?
I don't know because I can't do online access because I don't have a Mexican cell phone.
Oh, well, because you can do it through a web page.
Well, yeah, but without the authenticator, no.
Right. Well,
or whatever they call that.
Without
the token.
Without the authenticator, then you've probably lost access to Cibanco because you probably
For
haven't
now,
been
I
into
have
it.
until I get a new one from Cibanco.
So the way I understood how Cibanco did things, even if you had the access token, if you didn't log into their bank every 30 days, they would take away your access.
Well, they have an app now that did work really well. I haven't tried to access it because I have no need to do it up here, but
I should get that app because I have a Cibanco account, but I hardly do anything with it.
They have to set it up there at the bank most times.
God, it's such a weird bank. It seems like all kinds of things are like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go into the
somehow I had it when I was crossing the border coming north, and then I couldn't find it again. So I've searched my car, I've searched everything, and I have no idea where it is.
Hey, do you know what's involved in getting another authenticator from Cibanco?
I don't know. I'm going to.
Yeah, she lost her little dongle.
No, I'll just talk to Daniel and he'll get me a new one. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it's a big deal.
No, Daniel will take care of it for me.
Yeah.
Or Alejandro.
So in case you're wondering, Yuya and Viviana have joined us.
Hi, Yuya. Hi, Viviana.
They're saying hi, but you guys can't hear it because I got it in my headset. So the whole family's back together. Emily's going off to her theater group, so Yuya's going to drive her over there so that I can do this. And I don't know if you see Dad's, Dad, I love your shirt.
Yeah, I thought you might.
The girls just got back from a whirlwind trip to California for Disneyland, Universal Studios and whatnot, celebrating BB's graduation from junior high.
Great.
And so now we have a bunch of Disney merch in our life. Cheryl, you had a topic you wanted to bring up. What was it you were interested in?
Well, we're shopping for a new TV, seeing as how the lightning strike, the
no.
thunderstorm that we were in yesterday, seems to have taken out our TV. We have the cable guy coming this afternoon, but you weren't on earlier, but we are without any cable connection into our home, which is internet, TV, telephone, everything. So
Love you, baby. Have a good day. Sorry, they're walking out the door.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'm looking at the Fire TV that's on Amazon Day today.
I figured you would be. Don't they have like a 42-inch for $100?
Yeah, but that's not the one we're looking at.
Okay.
We're looking at a 50-inch, but I'm trying to compare the different things. In little fine print, it says configuration TV only, and I don't know what that means. It tells me in the big ad that I'm going to have Alexa, all this kind of stuff with my Fire TV 4 series. But then I found a chart, and it doesn't seem to have it.
Can you drop the link in our chat so we can look at what you're looking? And while you do that, I'm going to drop a link in our chat for ZDNet has put together a TV Prime Day article that runs through, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different TVs they're comparing. The 5 best TV deals for Prime Day is the name of it.
Awesome. That's the kind of thing we need, because I don't know if I can do a link to this. It's on the Amazon shopping thing. And yeah, but they're saying about the Fire TV Omni QLED as compared to the Fire TV 4 series. And I don't think I have Dolby, and I don't know if that's a concern with the Fire TV 4.
Well, Dolby is a standard which sound is recorded in. And so if you don't get a TV that supports Dolby, then that's exactly what you've got, a TV that cannot reproduce those sounds at the level that it was expected when it was recorded.
But it's saying Dolby Vision IQ.
Okay, it's the same thing. Copy. I mean, it's the same. I would tell you the same thing. It could be referring to spatial sound. I'm not familiar with Dolby Vision at the moment. Let me. I have heard the term before. Dolby Vision
IQ.
I'm wondering if it's a spatial sound issue. Empowers visual creative contrast. Oh, it is a standard for reproducing video. And so what happens is they set a standard in the industry. They try to get the industry to adopt it, and then the industry adopting it is both the producers and the consumers. So if they can't get somebody to make content in their standard, then it doesn't make any sense to sell equipment that can use that standard, if you follow what I mean.
Okay, so the Fire TV 4 series has HDR10 and HLG, does not have the Dolby Vision.
Yeah, again, it's just standards. In fact, this says it unlocks the full potential of HDR technology, which basically is Dolby's interpretation of HDR. So I don't know if that helps or not. There isn't a lot of content being created in Dolby Vision, but the thought is that it would be. Like, this would be one of those logos that when you're running the credits, it would be down at the bottom of the credits of the movie showing this was filmed in Dolby Vision, like CinemaScope back in the day. Yeah, Judy, you wanted to add something?
I did. That link that you put in the notes there, they're giant TVs.
Okay.
Yeah, 85-inch.
Yeah,
65-inch.
And what size are you looking for? 50?
Like we're looking at a 50.
Okay,
yeah,
well, you're not going to get one of the best TVs on Prime Day then. Not one of the 5 best, because the 5 best are bigger than 50.
Well, there's a really small one that's only 300 and some dollars. It's a 32 inch.
I'm being facetious. This article says the 5 best TVs on Amazon for Prime Day. So you're not getting one of the 5 best.
But then as you scroll down on that, it gets down to the Amazon Fire TV 43 inch for $230. It says Prime exclusive deals.
Oh, well,
but
that's,
I guess
that's
there's,
the one.
Well, I'm looking at the Prime Amazon Fire TV 50 inch for $400. It's just, I'm not sure.
Best deals under $100.
No, I don't want $100.
Best Prime Day TV deals. Maybe this will take me to.
No, Cheryl, we're comparing Canadian dollars, and that would be American dollars on his site.
Oh, is it?
I'm sure it would be.
It would be. Should I just go to Amazon? I was just blown away when I heard about that $100 42-inch 4K display. Like, there's going to be a lot of people grabbing that up. Prime Day.
Okay, well, they've got Samsung.
I always feel like you can't go wrong with a Samsung. Vizio's another mark like that. I feel like it's just always a very decent.
The one we have is a TCL, and from Costco, and it's always said that it's Roku, and we've never been able to do anything with Roku, so we use the Fire Stick. Now, these Fire TVs, do they have Fire Stick already? I just don't understand. When it said configured TV,
the idea is that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It says configured TV only. So is that telling me that it's not configured Fire Stick?
Configured TV only?
Yeah, is what it says in the fine print. Me neither.
I haven't heard that before. But I am looking at a list of Prime Day. You know what? These may even be different from yours just because, like Bill said, we're in the United States. And you guys
There's a
Canada.
50-inch Amazon Fire TV that was $289 or something.
Yeah, that would be the equivalent in Canadian dollars to us. That's probably the Fire TV 4K.
Gosh,
not
there's
the
a Fire
Omni.
TV 4K from Toshiba for $179.
Holy shit!
Oh, that's a 43-inch. The 50-inch is $219.
Yeah, 50-inch.
It's a C350, Toshiba C350. It's 42% off.
Oh, well, see, ours is called Amazon Fire TV 4 Series. Comes with 1-year limited warranty and 30-day Amazon device.
That's the one I can see too. And I think the other is a different brand that Scott's looking at.
Yes,
okay,
it's a
so
Toshiba. That's what I started with. It's a Toshiba C350 I'm talking about.
Okay, so.
But it is an Amazon TV. But what it is it uses the Amazon Fire TV as its operating system. Just like your experience with the TCL, you're using Roku as the operating system. These TVs use the Fire TV as the operating system. So you don't need a Fire Stick with it.
So it's a smart TV that I'd be able to put everything that I have on my Fire Stick on my Fire TV?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
The only limitations would be in storage, but if you're satisfied with your Fire Stick, then you would have enough storage for the. I mean, it's not going to be less. If anything, it'll be more storage. It's just we've got very little space on our Fire Sticks. They don't have a lot of storage.
I like the Stream Live TV without cable.
Through internet or HD TV you're talking about?
It says Stream Live TV without cable. That's part of the ad for the Amazon Fire TV 50-inch.
You know, that's what the Roku's
40-inch.
do.
Yeah.
and I have compared the two, and so far the Amazon experience isn't as nice as the Roku experience.
Stream live TV without cable. UHD smart TV. You're right. That's what it says right at the top.
Right.
But just a little down below that, it says configuration TV only. And
Am
it's
I
in
looking at?
bold
I'm looking
text.
at the right one, right? This is the 50-inch Fire for $504.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
well, that's with a remote and a universal mount, I guess. That's one of the
Right. That's add-ons. Mine has add-on accessories, wall mount, Alexa Voice Remote Pro for another $40.
And what's
But
the
anyway,
price you're looking at?
well, mine's Canadian dollars, 409. So that's
$289.
Why is
$289.
mine so much more expensive? Mine's
You have to.
$504.
It's $289, and you have to click Prime to get a Prime Day deal.
yes, you have to have the Prime thing turned on because it's Prime exclusive.
Yeah. I mean, are you looking at my screen?
I'm on Amazon. I'm on the Amazon app.
Yeah, me too. And I'm displaying what I'm talking about.
I don't know that I can see it. Hold on.
I got 4 things open on a 2-inch.
But it's like
Um,
$500, and it's.
Do you have the Amazon thing clicked there? The Prime at the top?
What
Oh.
am I clicking?
There should be a button that you click over to Prime.
I see Prime Day up here. Prime Day
No.
deals.
No, you have to hit the Prime.
You have to turn on Prime. Yeah.
Is that on the mobile app? Let me see if that's just exclusively on the phone.
No, I'm on
now
my iPad.
I was
Say
looking at the link that you gave us, so I couldn't see what you had on. Now I'm back to your screen, but I'm still looking at a 1-inch by 1-inch picture. So I don't know if you're on the same one.
So what you're saying is you're definitely doing this from your mobile device.
Yes. So if
I'm
you
on
are
Prime Day deals. Is that what you're talking about?
Prime Day deals today 2023 TV. And when
No.
I go to that, then I have to click the Prime button. Well, I don't really, but it's easier if you click that Prime button.
I see Prime Day deals at the top of my Amazon app.
So you don't see on the left of Prime Day deals, there's a little toggle that says
No.
Prime.
No. I don't know.
No,
if
I
you
don't have
can-
that toggle either,
can
but
you
I know
see
I
that,
turned
Judy?
it on.
That does not look like mine.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? I wonder
I
what
think
that.
I think I'm on the app. Hold on, maybe I'm on the web page. Hold on.
Well, I'm on the web page and I don't see anything like what you're describing.
No, I'm on the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm not seeing, but I do see a list here of Fire TVs on the.
So it's an Amazon Fire TV 4 series.
Oh, I found it.
4K,
I found it. I didn't find it the way.
$289.
If you're looking at my screen, it's $289, 4
Yes.
series,
That's it.
4K UDH. There is a listing for Amazon Fire TVs. If you go up to the top, Amazon devices, Fire TVs.
Well, that's it. The 289 is the one she's talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so the 50-inch, and my question to you guys is, if it does not have Dolby Vision IQ, am I going to be happy?
I don't even think you would notice.
Okay, because I keep scrolling all the way down past the different things, and it says compare Amazon Fire TV Smart TVs, and there are 4. The 2 series, the 4 series, the Omni, and the Omni QLED. The years they were created, how many HDMIs.
Well, if you're willing to pay another $150, you don't have to worry about it. Because you will have included it.
And they all, when they say Fire TV, they're similar to my Fire Stick experience.
Yeah. Whenever they say Fire TV, they're talking about running the TV using the Fire Stick software. Hey, this is interesting. It's telling us our call is going to end in 13 minutes. Are they trying to make us anxious early, like 3 minutes early? Look at that Fire TV for $100. $99.99. See, this is the way I would be looking at it. Is I still have my TV from geez, since the kids were toddlers, hanging on my wall, 65 inches, still doing its job. Doesn't matter what standards it's supported. It's doing everything I need it to do. Paid something like $900 for it at the time.
Oh,
I think, oh, we've got some kind of crazy echo going on.
that's me. Sorry.
But I think, to me, I think it's about quality. Like, are people complaining about it having problems, not working, slow to start up? To me, reviews would be really important. We're talking about a TV appliance, so that would be very important to me as I'm shopping. What else is important to me is the size and the weight, because I would want big and I want it to be light on my wall. So that's important. The number of HDMI ports is important to me. And I can't tell you, Cheryl, about your experience, but these things matter to me. And then everything's 4K. The TV I bought so many years ago that's on my wall is a 1080 it's a 1080p screen. It's an HD screen. And it absolutely does everything that I need it to do. I don't miss 4K at all. But if I was going to buy a new one, of course it would have 4K. It's a sticker on the box. And so I would inadvertently just end up with 4K, which is fine. Because eventually at some point I might take advantage of some 4K content. If you're if you're picking up what I'm laying down, Cheryl, this is the vibe I'm trying to give off. Is I think you've got other things that matter to you more than some of these standards that haven't been really adopted by the entire industry. You're always going to be able to watch your shows on it. You're always going to be able to stream on it. When the Fire Stick software, God forbid, goes out of date, because it is an appliance and it doesn't necessarily have to get software updates in perpetuity. You have HDMI ports that you could plug the latest Fire Stick in and give up on the software that was built inside yours. The Dolby Vision stuff like the HDR stuff. The Dolby Vision stuff is both a marrying of software standards and hardware. So I can't say that bringing another Fire Stick to a TV that doesn't have Dolby Vision will bring Dolby Vision, but I'm not certain that you're concerned about these. When it says that it supports HDR10, I'm actually not familiar with HDLG. We got to find out that. But what that means is it supports the latest high definition resolution that is recognized by the industry, which is probably sufficient in your purchasing decision.
Yeah, I'm getting confused as to what is significant to me and what isn't, because I went to that Omni one and I thought, oh yeah, okay, we can go down to a 43 instead of a 50. And then in little fine print, it says only available on the 65 and 75 inch. So like, what the heck?
Right.
Too many choices. So we'll keep researching it, but I think you've answered my biggest question is it going to be like similar to the Fire TV or the Fire Stick?
Yeah. I think lumens would be important too. How bright it is would be something that matters. The size, the brightness, the expandability. And I like the Fire TV. I mean, the software up until recently for smart TVs has been a real joke. Like the Samsung stuff's a real joke too. But the Fire TV stuff has really proven itself, and the Roku stuff has really proven itself. I'm still a firm believer that they ought to be just building monitors, and we bring smart to it. Passive smart. That's what I preach. Passive smart. I don't want my computer I don't want my TV or my coffee maker or my or my dishwasher to stop working just because it didn't get a software update. It should still wash dishes. I should
Well,
still be able to watch movies on it.
our smart home is very dumb today without internet, so we're living in that. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, because cable TV or the cable being out is the internet cable, it's the TV, it's the phone, it's everything. So it's been gone for 24 hours.
Oh no. It's reported and they're going to do something about it, right?
Somebody's supposed to be at our house between 3 and 5 this afternoon.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's better than Telmex.
Well, actually, they gave us the 19th as the next available appointment. And as soon as it sent me a text message saying your appointment is on the 19th, this was on the 10th, it said to cancel or change, push here. So I pushed there, and I got a list of some today and then some on Saturday. So I grabbed the first one I could for today, and hopefully this is going to happen.
Wow. I'm just always surprised at how much work we have to do to report their problem. It is their problem.
Well, she didn't seem to think so. And then that's the other thing. We're in Alberta, and the first girl I was talking to, I don't know where she was, but she was all concerned about there being their services out in central BC, British Columbia. And I tried to very nicely tell her that I didn't care about BC. But anyways, then the next person I'm talking to, this technician, she's in Ontario in a heat wave and says, "What do you mean rain? What do you mean thunderstorm?" You know, like it was a little frustrating.
So you're not getting localized support, apparently.
No, I just want to phone the local guy that comes to the house, you know, like why can't I talk to him? So,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, you know my friend Justin, and he owns and lives right next door to the bed and breakfast here. He just went through a cable outage issue where it was very frustrating because things like streaming movies worked just fine. But it was, and you know what it is it's because streaming movies didn't used to work just fine. I don't even remember, but when we had really decent internet and streaming came on the scene, it was kind of a disaster. With lots of buffering and choppiness, and access was an issue. And it was such a poor experience that the streaming companies spent a lot of time figuring out how to give you a good experience. And now Netflix and Prime, or Amazon, what am I trying to say? Amazon Prime, I guess. They use algorithms that are self-aware of how crappy your internet connection is and will dial down the quality or up the buffering so that you can consistently watch a show. And so regardless of whether your internet's going up or down, you can typically watch a show without a problem. Same is true when it comes to services like Spotify or using the Amazon Alexa to play music. All that stuff gets buffered into your device before you're enjoying it. And so it's kind of hard to tell you're having an internet connection from that kind of usage. It really requires some kind of interactive back and forth on the internet. But what Justin discovered was that his internet would be 500 megabits a second one moment, and then the next moment it would be 1 megabit a second. This is very frustrating because that kind of inconsistency doesn't allow any of these things to recover from them. And it had to get that bad before it started being noticeable on the kinds of services he was using. It had to get so bad that it was like a roller coaster ride of internet. And then he had to wait 2 days to get somebody out to deal with it. He's a remote worker like I am. And so he was just like frustrating through it. And the cable guy came out and he tightened some ends out at the pole and inside his house, and bam, he's back up to 500 megabits a second. So these problems don't necessarily go away. They need to be reported. so that they can be dealt with. From my own
Well,
oh, go ahead, Bill.
well, we've dealt with internet problems off and on for a couple years, and every time you talk to the person online, you always get to some maintenance kind of or technician online, and they always say, "Oh, it's got to be the splitter." Like we have the main cable coming in, and then it splits off to the router and the modem and the TV, the cable box, and that they always, okay, tighten up your connections. Oh, it's got to be the splitter. We'll have to send you a new splitter. I think I should have a box of splitters here that I can just say, okay, I've changed it to a new splitter. Now fix the problem.
So Bill, there is some truth to this concern. I've gone through the splitter question at least 3 times here in Alaska. And it was absolutely true. It was the splitter, and it wasn't because the splitter was bad. Splitters don't necessarily go bad. But what it is when they would up their speeds, then they would have to up their signal strength. And certain splitters are limited at a specific strength. Not intentionally, just because at the time that was the technology we were using to build them. And so you'll find splitters, and they'll typically be marked at how much is going in and how much is going out as far as their signal. I think it's measured in voltage, but I don't remember it specifically. But I do know that we've had the cable company come out on 3 different occasions that it was very specifically the splitter that was the problem. And what they were doing is they were upgrading the splitter to a better splitter.
Out of time.
Oh, we're out of time. Should we move over to the next meeting? That was a very quick running out of time. Let me open up the next meet so you guys have a destination. Yeah, this call is about to end. See you over there. Hello, Paul. You're the first one here. You can pick the next topic. That's what I'm going to do. I'm start rewarding the... Aw, damn it. I don't have sound again. I can't hear you. Let me disconnect and reconnect after I let everybody in. I really apologize. I can't hear anything. It's that same issue. When I first start one of these meets, for some reason, I can't hear what you're saying. I'm hearing all the other sounds. I hear the beeps, and I hear the jingles. I know when people are trying to get in, but I can't hear the audio of the voices. It's some Google Meet thing. So I'm going to let everybody in, and then I'm going to disappear for a moment and come right back. We got everybody? That's 7 people. We missing anybody? Well, I will be right back. Testing 1, 2. Oh, good. I can hear you guys.
Testing.
Thank you, Paul. I told Paul since he beat everybody here, he gets to pick the next topic.
Oh, well, this is a trivial thing.
Okay.
This morning I called a new Toyota dealership to reserve a maintenance appointment. Okay. So now I'm looking at my phone and it's got that number there, and I want to add that to my contacts, and I can't.
That's a great topic. I was actually just sharing this with my father. If you look in your recent calls on either an Android or a iPhone.
Yeah, Android, yeah.
And then, so Android gets a little different. So I'm going to talk in generalities, but you're going to have to figure it out on your Android phone specifically. But go into the details of the call, and then somewhere in the details of that recent call, on the iPhone, there's a little info button to the right of the call. and that opens up the details of the call. Looking similar to this on an iPhone.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and then you scroll through the details, and there's typically there that says something about creating a new contact, or saving as a contact, or adding to an existing contact, some kind of language like that.
Okay, I'll figure it out now.
Hey, Fred. Oh, Fred can't hear. Try disconnect. Hopefully we'll be able to get Fred back in the message with audio. Maybe it'd be interesting if Fred's suffering from the same problem that I've been suffering from. It just seems like the first time I go into one of these meetings, I can't hear the audio coming from the other participants. And I have to disconnect and reconnect to get the audio.
I'm good now.
Oh, good. How did you sort it out?
I turned my camera on and off, and it came back.
Oh, good, good. Very
Which is
strange, but good.
Not logical, but it worked.
It's definitely been my solution. The problem, if you heard me describing it, is I hear everything except the audio from you guys. I hear the beeps and the jingles, the notification sounds, and I hear my computer's audio, but I don't hear the meet audio from the individuals. And I have to just disconnect and reconnect for that to get invoked. And it's a problem that's existed for, I wonder if it's on my particular computer, because I feel like it's existed since I switched to this computer to do meetings. I'll have to investigate that further. I just keep forgetting to, because everything else was working just fine. Well, did you find it, Paul?
Yeah, well, and I found out that I can edit it, but
Yep.
when editing only allows me to delete it.
Oh, can't you start like putting a name in it?
Yeah.
And then after you make some changes, do you have an option to save it?
Well, I have my call log here, and the number shows up on the call log.
Okay, and then the number should be associated with some kind of information about the call.
Yeah.
There's a little eye.
Outgoing for 1 minute.
What Android phone do you have, Paul?
What is this thing?
Is it a Samsung?
No, I don't know, it might be a Huawei.
A Huawei?
Yeah, I don't know. It's from T-Mobile.
No, it's probably not. Yeah, if you got it in the States, it's probably not a Huawei. Is it an
Okay.
Honor?
No.
Well,
Let's see.
well, I can tell you the concept you're looking for is you're looking at your recent calls, your list, and then you can get details about one that doesn't have contact information. And then in those details, you should have an option to save it as a contact.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the workflow that you're going through.
I'll keep trying that. Because I've got 3 dots. Okay, I have the call log, and it has the number, and then there's 3 dots up above. I can select the phone call, press the 3 dots above. It says edit.
Okay, I bet those 3 dots have nothing to do with that individual call, but are for the whole call log.
Well, going to edit allows me to delete it.
Right, right. So what you're doing there with that 3 dots, the ellipse as it's called, or the more menu, what that's doing is it's giving you commands about the call log. So if you wanted to just delete these references so they're not in your log, that's where you would.
Oh, I
So
see.
what if you just hold on the phone number? Does another menu drop down?
Yeah, to delete it.
Oh, but nothing about more information, nothing about details.
No.
What if you tap it?
You know, my sister-in-law is my
Your
technology
IT. Yeah.
advisor, and so she'll probably help me out when she comes home. She's out this morning.
All right. Well, that's
Anyway.
that. Yeah, that's what you're trying to do. Is you've identified the number and you're trying to tell the number to be saved as a contact.
Right.
And you do want to do this, because we live in a world now where you shouldn't be answering the phone unless you know the contact. That should be your rule.
Well,
The
that's
only-
the rule, except Kaiser calls me from many different phones in the South Bay area here, and none of them are in my contact list.
Yeah, well, they can leave a message.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they should do. That's the way you should handle all unknown numbers, is they can leave a message. Because if it's not legitimate, they're definitely not leaving a message. If it's not legitimate, they might leave a message. But what I like is that buffer time to determine whether it's legitimate or not.
Yeah, but
And
what if I want to extend my car warranty?
Exactly. If you do, you can call back that place.
Okay.
But that's what I'm talking about. Is I say give yourself some breather room. The scams that come in need you to take immediate action, and they get you to do it by inducing fear immediately. Like within the first 20 seconds of the call, they are talking to you about something that matters to you, that you're scared of losing or being involved in, and they're ready to help you fix that problem. You
Right.
shouldn't be a part of that conversation at all. Nothing in this world is requiring you to pick up the phone immediately. And I say,
Okay.
if you don't know the number, if it's an unknown caller, you let it go to voicemail. If they don't leave a message, that gives you an indication of how important that call is.
Right.
Right?
Okay, that helps me a lot.
And then figure out how to save the important numbers, because then when they pop up on your screen, it's going to be your cousin or your aunt or your sister or your grandkid or your kid. But you're going to know that because it's saved on your phone. And as far as Kaiser goes, you got to be really careful, because the scammers can broadcast legitimate phone numbers to you. So you could be looking at a number and go to Google that number, and it's a legitimate number, but it's actually a scammer. So
Wow.
they will also, as they're talking to you, they will find a site like an IRS site or an FTC site. They will find some name that is legitimate, and they will offer that to you during the conversation. So they will spoof the caller ID so that it's coming from the IRS, and they will introduce themselves to you using a name that if you Googled it with IRS, you would find a legitimate entry on a web page, making you believe that that's a legitimate person.
They're going to do a lot of work.
It's good money. It's their full-time job.
Yeah.
And I think in 2023, our attitude should be never answer the phone unless you know exactly who it is.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Either that or just use WhatsApp.
Or use WhatsApp, that's right. But there are scammers that are getting involved in that. It's a little bit more complicated because you have to accept those kinds of conversations.
Yeah.
And especially in Latin America, we use it for business so much that WhatsApp has kind of lulled us into this sense of putting in random phone numbers like, this place is for rent, WhatsApp this number. This place is, if you have any questions, WhatsApp this number. You'll find it on car detailing places, on the sign. They're in Wymus. It'll have a little WhatsApp icon in their phone number.
Yeah.
So we do have to be careful with WhatsApp specifically because it's become mainstream to deal with business. And I think it's going more and more that direction. I think that's the push you're going to see in the United States, is that WhatsApp will become a social media platform for dealing with business specifically.
Yeah.
My WhatsApp keeps sending me investment opportunities in Bitcoin.
Yeah, so you want to block those. Don't You know, when you get those first messages and they say, do you want to start a conversation or do you want to block it? You just want to block it. And that number cannot bother you again.
Great.
But I think you should time shift everything that has to do with the phone. Nothing has to happen immediately. Everything can have even if it's just 5 minutes, a 5-minute delay, some second thought on whether this is legitimate or not. Maybe even call somebody that you trust their opinion. You can always call me. If I've got time, I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if somebody's talking to you and you're like, if they're using Kaiser and I use Kaiser, but they have no reason to be calling me, I might be able to help you make a better judgment or at least a safer way to deal with those random calls.
Okay.
But the best one is let them leave a message. If they don't leave a message right off the bat, it's not an important call.
Okay.
You can also make that clear to people. I've sure made it clear with all my customers and friends is if you call me from a rogue number, you're going to get voicemail. So leave a message if it's important.
Okay.
Have we got any other topics out there? I've come a little short-handed, even though we had a week off. I did include one news article I thought Chester would find interesting was this great phosphate deposit that was found in Norway. Apparently, they're saying that they've got enough phosphorus or phosphate to create batteries for the next 50 years. Chester,
The
do you?
pub-
Okay. Where are we? This is not the complete window. Okay. And we're back in business. We're back online again. Sorry for the interruption. Hold on a second, Cheryl. Hold that thought. What happened? Yeah, your San Carlos Computer Club one doesn't look right. Yeah, well, it's another one of those I can't hear what's going on until I restart it.
Billy?
Okay. All right. I should be back.
Back in business. That wasn't too bad of a recovery as long as I don't crash again.
Amber. But I think I'm talking to those guys. Oh.
I'm gonna minimize this thing now.
How come I can't find my meeting?
There it is. Okay, well, it's only the 4 of us now, right? Fred, Cheryl, Paul. Do you guys have any recommendations to make for today? Cheryl, you were mentioning a movie? Did I lose Cheryl?
Yes, I was, but I just got an email from my granddaughter asking if she could come and stay over, and I have to break the news to her. We have no internet. But anyways,
well, make sure you say yes first. Of course you can,
well,
but you got to know there's no internet.
I did do that, so I was in the middle of doing that. Okay, I watched the movie, and it was called The 3 Billboards of something county, spelled with an E.
I know the one you're talking about. That is an awesome movie.
Now the caveat is I hated the ending. I don't like it when they don't finish the movie and they leave it up to you. I don't like it when books leave you hanging and you have to decide the ending. So that's my issue.
I'm with you. I don't think that's an artistic choice. I think that's a cop-out.
Yeah.
Were you really going to make a sequel to this? Was that really the plan? Where's the other book? I'm ready to start the next book then. Well, you know, it's interesting because so frustrated with the second Matrix movie for that reason. It was you trudged through this storyline, great special effects, interesting stuff, feeling like you're building to something. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's the name of it.
There we go. Yeah, something Missouri. I knew it was Missouri. That's Ebbing? Yeah.
Ebbing.
Okay.
Yeah, Ebbing, Ebbing.
Yeah. You know, it's, what's the
Francis
expression?
McDormand, Sam Rockwell,
yeah.
Woody Harrelson, Peter
Woody.
Dinklage. This is a great lineup of people.
Yeah. Yeah, it kept me entertained. So.
Yeah, I remember really enjoying this movie when it came out. I might even rewatch it now that you've recommended it again.
I'm trying to think. I've watched something else, but I can't remember what it is right now. It was ready for last week. Huh. Anyways, we should probably go. We have family coming soon and hopefully technicians coming. So
we are at the end of our hour. Is there any last minute things, Paul, Fred? Would you like to get anything in before we close this meeting?
Good shape. I'll try and be up next week.
Yeah, please do. I'm curious if you're running the latest iOS and the latest Mac OS on your computer.
I am.
The 13.4.1?
I'd have to go look.
The reason I ask is because they just updated a zero because of a 0-day problem to 13.4.1. I went to check my Mac. I was stuck at 13.2.1, which I wasn't aware until just recently. And then I started monkeying around trying to force it to do its update. And what I ended up coming up with was, and this is after a reboot. A reboot did not fix the problem. I had to go in and force kill the system settings process, and then open system settings again, and then the update would appear. But I went through a number of motions, including rebooting the computer. None of it would. In fact, what it would say was very deceiving. It would say, you have 13.2.1. This is the latest your computer is up to date.
Okay.
Well, I'll put that on your horizon there, and I'd be curious to hear
I was just trying to.
When you go about Mac. I was really caught off guard. I expected if I wasn't close to up to date, I'd have a message of an error. And instead, I had a message saying you are up to date, but I wasn't.
Yeah, let's see what I've got here.
Yeah, the new system preferences.
13.4.1.
You've got 13.4.1?
Yes.
Good. That's the latest. That just came out this week.
I try and keep up to date.
Yeah, I was caught off guard that I wasn't up to date, and that it was telling me that I was up to date. So I wanted to check with you to see if you're having a different experience, which is great that it's working for you and not for me. But I did get it working.
Okay. I was going to tell you, when you were having all those problems, you should get a good computer. They got a sale at Amazon on Macs.
I saw that. They're a little light in the RAM for me, though. I would want at least 16 gigabytes of RAM if I was going to buy another Macintosh. I run a Mac Mini, which is from 2020, and that has 16 with 2 terabytes. This is the thing that makes me crazy about the Macs is just, you have a problem with that motherboard and you lose everything. You lose your RAM, you lose your storage, you lose your CPU. You really have to buy into this new way of thinking about your computing device. which would be fine if it wasn't twice the price of every other computing device out there on the market. I mean, I'd be okay with all that if it was, a $500 device, not a $1,500 device.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And of course, it
Yeah,
ends
and
up
the
getting.
other thing is if they make
Go,
the tablets so you can stick an SD card in there, that would be very nice too.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can now finally. I think it was a couple of years ago. You can get an adapter, so you can carry a dongle around to put an SD card in that you can plug into your Fire connection or your USB-C connection, your Thunderbolt connection. But it would be nice if there was just a slot on the side. Absolutely.
You can buy a terabyte for
Nothing.
$20 or something like that now.
Yeah.
And if you could stick it in the little slot, it'd be wonderful.
Well,
And I don't know why they're not doing that.
yeah, you would think it would be planned obsolescence, but they are actually one of the leaders in software updates for the phones. Like, it's amazing how long you can expect an iPhone to stay up to date compared to an Android phone. Just last year, your Android phone fell out of date, right? You bought it last year. And now this year, they've stopped giving security updates. Or maybe when you bought it, they never intended on giving security updates. But the iPhone, they're almost a guaranteed 7 years they'll keep giving you software updates. Maybe not that long.
They've quit now on the sevens and below. I think they've quit on the updates.
I think you're right. But we're up at 14, which that number alone represents 7 generations above 7.
This is an 8, and I can get updates for it.
Yep. Yeah, and I've been doing an 11 Pro for a long time, and it doesn't seem to be stopping as far as updates go. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the 6S was the cutoff, and now it's the 7.
Yeah. Anyway, the 8s, they still do updates for those.
Well, and they've got them for like $150 now. Oh, Fred, you have
I like
frozen.
the SD.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, what is it?
You're there. Yeah, I see you.
Any lack of interest is only due to my age.
Yeah,
I don't move fast anymore.
I've learned as I've gotten older, there's a lot of stuff I don't care about anymore.
Uh-huh.
Fred, I'm gonna let you go. I hope we get to talk next week, though.
Okay. You take care and see if you can get your Mac up to date.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy a new computer, it's time to get it off of Amazon.
Yeah. It's my Windows computer that we're working on right now, and for some reason it does not like my webcam driver. I've got to figure out what that's all about. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Gives you something to do.
Yeah, because I'm lacking activities running. I'm in Alaska running the bed and breakfast right now.
Okay. How long will you do that?
I'll do that until the end of August. I'll come back the first week in September. But I'm also doing remote work for this fiber optic company in Phoenix. So every day I'm sitting at this desk either working on bed and breakfast or working for them or working for my San Carlos customers.
Keeps you entertained.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, with all my free time, I might be able to do something. I'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Okay, take care.
See you, Fred. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was it with a little bit of technical, technical problems in the middle of it, which is to be expected because it is the computer club. It's the San Carlos Computer Club. And like I've mentioned before, I'm Scott Stimson, Scott at internationalcs.net. If you're looking for some solutions to your computer problems, get a hold of me. I can remote in and solve some things for you. I also teach people how to do things, set up workflows for people, anything from office software to personalized stuff. It's all doable. If you like the San Carlos Computer Club, as you've seen in this form, we do have a website where it's a WordPress, and we post when we're going to have meetings, and we have links to all our YouTube videos, and occasionally we link to some other stuff. There is a directory on there of tech support phone numbers. If you're having trouble finding a line to T-Mobile, we've probably got that phone number in our directory. So check it out at scclub.org. And anywhere there's a social media, you can probably find us. We're on Facebook at the San Carlos Computer Club. We're in Twitter at SCC Club, though that's not updated regularly any longer. And we do have a Tumblr now, the San Carlos Computer Club, which is updated regularly from our WordPress. So, hey, until next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, you are all welcome to join us. Tech on.